Welcome everybody here to a great Monday night. We've got the Rice Farms Legends Series. This is going to be the Veterans 4875 from North Wilkesboro Speedway. Should be a lot of fun here tonight. A lot of racing here at North Wilkesboro. At least it seems we've been here a lot, Jamie. I know our Super Late Model Series was here just last week, and it seems that we've had a few races here over the past few weeks. But I think it's going to be an absolute blast to watch these Legends cars get around this track.
Yeah, this should be a good combination. This track and these grippy Legends cars should provide for some pretty good racing here tonight. Can't wait to see these guys get after it. Practice looked pretty good. I know that's not always a great indicator because sometimes we see them do really well in practice and then the race becomes something totally different. But I got feel really encouraged about North Wilkesboro here tonight. And right now we got Jacob Ellingson with a minute left in qualifying is sitting on the pole.
Yeah, what a great run for that young man would be here this evening to be able to accomplish that. And so once we get the starting lineup set, we'll make it official. But yeah, North Wilkesboro it's not an easy track to drive for sure. Obviously it's an older track. It's not even on the circuit anymore. iRacing brought it back in here, and it's a lot of fun racing. You definitely got to watch the lines going through the corners. Two completely opposite ends of the track. You'd almost want to call turns 1 and 2 almost a double apex, because as you go down into it, and it's got a slight kink as it crosses right there at the grass. 3 and 4 a little more traditional, a little bit more of a sweeping one, but it makes for some real interesting racing.
Yeah, and it definitely. I think once you learn the little secrets to North Wilkesboro, it definitely changes. It becomes a much easier track to drive once you figure that part out. So hopefully these guys have done that and they understand where the line is, and gonna be on a good put a good show up for us.
Yeah, like we were talking about, I mean, this track is definitely line sensitive, and if these guys can figure that out, they'll have a good night here tonight. But apparently, Jake Ellingson has figured it out, at least for the qualifying lap, as he is going to be our pole winner here this evening with a lap time of 20.527. So congratulations to Jake from Salty Dog Motorsports, affiliated with us over here at Goat Locker. So huge congratulations to you. Goat Locker Racing entry, Ryan Pendleton's going to start in that second position in the number 23. Starting in third is going to be Tyler Rice from Oval Addicts. To his outside, Sam Wetstein in that number 98 machine. Starting fifth, Phil the Hitman Manzo in that 44. Been a little while since we've seen him out here. Starting at sixth is going to be Dave Jones in the number 10 machine from Salty Dog Motorsports. And then starting in seventh is going to be Mike Veith in that number 9 machine. Rounding out our top 8, because that's a thing, is going to be Brighton Danner in that 227.
Starting ninth, we got the 68 of Keith Lichtenwalner. Starting 10th, number 64, another person we have not seen in a little bit, Matt Knights. Starting 11th, number 25, let's hear it from Lanford Nation, Colton Lanford. Starting 12th, then the 111 of Gene Watkinson. Starting 13th, number 55, Charlie Gates. And Charlie may be running out the field. I'm not sure. Well, no, I'm showing Matt Kleeman is on the grid, so the 19 of Matt Kleeman will be rounding out the field starting 14th. Josh the Jet Oswald is probably running race control,
as he normally does in some of these races here. But good to have a good, strong field of 14 Legends cars out here tonight. Waiting for these guys to take off and get this thing underway. But again, should be a lot of great racing here. Like you were saying, Jamie, these Legends cars make a lot of grip. And this is a half-mile track, so it is a little bit bigger of a track. But it's not going to surprise me to see some of these cars have some difficulties getting off the corners. I think that's probably the easiest way to say it. And I'll also say, this isn't an easy track to pass at. It is a one-groove track for the most part, so you really got to set your passes up.
Yes, absolutely. But you can do that. If you just use a little bit of patience, might take you a couple laps, but if you could set guys up, you can use the backstretch to make some good passes here. I would avoid the temptation to try to really shove it in on turn 3 to make that pass to the inside. That's probably not going to work out for either car if you do that.
No, and I tell you, the entry into one can get a little bit tricky as well. It's very, very flat getting down into one. You'll see some guys that'll wash up a little bit. But we're going to find out tonight. Now it looks like Jake Ellingson at number 27 machine's got a completely different paint job here this evening. Kind of cool
Yeah.
looking though.
Guess he's tired of us talking about the Dumb and Dumber car. And I'm guessing his daughter did not pick this one out.
Now, a lot of skulls, crossbones. Do like the American flag theme to it, so it is kind of cool. But I'm not thinking she had any say on this one. Pace car is off, and the green flag is out. We are underway here tonight. The Veterans 4875 from North Wilkesboro Speedway. And Ryan Pendleton gets a great start on the outside here. Oh my goodness!
No.
Jake Ellingson spins it around in turn one.
And kills Mike Veith in the process.
And collects up a couple other cars there. So cold tires in turn one does not work out very well for our pole sitter of Jake Ellingson.
And Eddie Smith put the jinx on Jake. He said, Jake, don't wreck. And Jake did the opposite.
That was almost immediately, too. Like, was Eddie even done typing?
I guess Eddie's trying to take over Brandon Wallace's role. Putting the jinx on the front row folks.
Oh, okay. Well, score one for the gentleman in the stream.
Poor Jake.
That's tough.
He just couldn't stand the success, I guess.
Well, or maybe he just wanted more of a challenge. Because now he's going to have to battle his way from the back of this field here. And he's got Ryan Pendleton seems to be having some blinking issues here this evening. Hopefully that smooths out for him and doesn't cause him any more incidents here this evening or causes him to drop or any of those types of things. As Ryan Pendleton has been very strong in these Legends cars.
Yes, he has. Glad to see him back this week. No, he was off on training last week, so he wasn't able to do a lot of racing. But good to have him back. And, unfortunately, he wasn't able to be here Thursday night to kick off the Veterans 48 fundraiser. He drives the Veterans 48 truck in the Goat Locker Racing Truck Series, but despite that, the fundraiser kicked off with a bang. We raised $606 on the first night. That's where our total is at right now. So for those of you listening, if you care to donate to Veterans 48, you can do so through our Twitch page. The donation button is set up, and any donations done through that page through Twitch will go to Veterans 48.
Yeah, phenomenal organization down there in the Panhandle of Florida. And really what they do is they work with disabled veterans to build up motorcycles. So these motorcycles are adapted so they have hand controls and things like that so they can get back on these bikes, get out there, and go back to enjoying life. They do a lot of things from just, what Jeff Powell, the president and founder, called, wrench therapy, from getting in the garage and helping build the bikes, to the wind therapy. And anybody that rides knows what wind therapy is. It's just being on that bike and being able to enjoy certain things. One thing they talked about, too, is just getting veterans together to build a community of people and do it in an environment that's fun for them. So that's where our two organizations really line up together quite nicely. It was awesome that Jeff came on the broadcast last week and kicked it off. But you'll see the meter up here on our broadcast here this evening, keeping track of it. But these cars getting ready to get back underway. We'll talk more about Veterans 48 throughout the night here. Ryan Pendleton's going to have control over this field. Launches out of the gun, as he always does, with Sam Wetstein now in second place and Tyler Rice in third. You see Davy Jones up into fourth right now, and running fifth is at 64 of Matt Knights.
Yeah, definitely a first lap incident. It's kind of mixed the order, brought some guys up to the front, and we will see if they stick around up there or not.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on Jake Ellingson, too, because he was, his caution is back out. It looks like Gene Watkinson and Mike Veith has crashed. We'll take a look at it from Gene Watkinson's point of view here, and he's down in the 111. He just heads off into the corner and goes straight right up into Jake Ellingson. Collects up Mike Veith at the same time, but Jamie, that is one of the, I'm going to call it strange, because he just goes straight into the corner right into Jake Ellingson. And poor Mike V there again, caught up in something none of his doing. He's probably got to be saying right now, "What do I got to do?"
Man, I don't know. You know, you do need to use the brakes. So,
I don't know.
and especially making that shallow of an entry into the corner. I mean, I'm not even sure what line he was running there. That was not even remotely close to the racing line.
No,
I mean, I'm just I'm at a loss with that. It's
I'm not real sure
kind
either.
of crazy.
That was a little bit. Agree 100% with what you're saying, Jamie. I mean, that definitely wasn't the normal racing line, and and then of course, and I can feel for Jake Ellingson at this point in time. Of past couple races for me have been a little bit tough. Made a mistake, got back in the field, and just got used like a pinball. So you put yourself in harm's way when you get back there, and that's why you gotta keep your head about you. You've got to make sure that you're not making those mistakes that get you back there in the pack that can get you into trouble like he just got into. But again, kind of just a strange sequence of events there. I'll call it that. With Gene Watkinson just kind of driving straight off into the corner and takes a couple cars out.
Yeah. Decent Mia Wells being given out right now, and that's just adding to my confusion about what's going on there with that. I mean, EOLs are being given to guys that. I mean, Brighton Danner. I mean, what did he have to do with any of that? Jacob Ellingson was given an EOL. Unless he just couldn't, unless his car was damaged, he couldn't get back around. Maybe that was the case. I'm not sure. A lot of confusion going on here to start this race off tonight. That's for sure.
It's been different. It has definitely been different for sure. So we'll head back up front here and check in on our leader, Ryan Pendleton. Driving himself a really good race here tonight. Got that car out front, and we've seen this a couple different times, Jamie. When Ryan Pendleton gets out front, he's awful hard to pass.
Oh, yes, he is, for sure.
But we got Ryan Pendleton's going to restart here in first. Sam Wetstein to his outside. Tyler Rice back there in third position. Dave Jones up into fourth. And rounding out our top five is Matt Knights. We got a couple guys back there. Colton Lanford starting to move his way up a little bit here. He's moved up into the eighth position. So a couple guys moving up. And Charlie Gates has really moved up too in that number 55. But the green flag is back out. Ryan Pendleton has taken off. And the battle's going to be on for second place between Tyler Rice and Sam Wetstein. As they continue to run side by side, Sam's going to get the stronger run off the corner. Clears Tyler Rice, cuts down in front of him, heading off into the corner. And we're about to complete lap number 15 of 75 scheduled here tonight.
Yeah, Matt Knights is bringing that 64 up to the bumper of Tyler Rice for third place. Good strong run here so far. We got another rock.
Looked like Colton Lanford got turned around. Gene Watkinson is caught up into it, the 19, the 44. So a lot of different cars caught up into this one. We will go back and take a look at it from Colton Lanford's point of view. As we see him head off into the corner. 227 of Brighton Danner pushes up, gets into the 25, and clips the 19, and everybody else just kind of piles in there. So,
and once again, I mean, once again, you've got to use your brakes, guys. I mean, that accident had happened long before.
Oh, my goodness, yeah.
Before people are just coming in through there and plowing into the back of the accident. There was plenty of opportunity to get checked up and not run into people there. I mean, at some point, you got to start being responsible for controlling your car on the track.
Gene Watkinson just comes piling into this thing like a wrecking ball. Not like the Miley Cyrus wrecking ball. Well, maybe similar. I think hers was more of a metaphorical wrecking ball. Is that right, Eddie? Eddie would know. Eddie's a big Miley Cyrus fan.
Yep, you're right, Eddie. It's turning into DUI 75, not the Veterans 48 75.
That's a good one. Uh, Again, I just don't. Uh, it's tough, man. It's tough. Racecraft is a real thing. I mean, you really got to understand what your car is doing, what the cars around you are doing. You really got to understand the track too, and understand what's going to work and what's not going to work. And I will probably say 100 times out of 100, just sending it down into a corner doesn't work.
No,
Uh,
it's not going to work at all.
you're going to tear up your car, the tires. You're going to tear up your competitors. Just sending it. All right, I'll go 99 times out of 100. I'm sure Eddie's made it happen at least once. Um, and then like you were talking about, when you see an accident up in front of you, I think some people look at it like, ooh, I could pick up a couple extra positions, which that one blows my mind a little bit because it just ends up making it worse. Just hold your brake and get it. Let everybody. It's like the lesson I try to teach my kids all the time. There are other people around you. It's just not you. You know, you've got to pay attention. You got to understand you're not the only car out there on the track, and your actions will dictate somebody else's or somebody else's night for the rest of the evening. So they'll get it cleaned up. If not, we'll continue to poke fun at them and all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's their choice.
Yeah, I mean, you have a brake, use it. It's okay to use the brake. It doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to buy brake pads. They don't even simulate brake fade in iRacing. So
No.
there is absolutely zero penalty for using your brake.
That's right. You can't even have brake failure. They always work.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. All right. 20 laps complete of our scheduled 75 here this evening. Ryan Pendleton will take the lead one more time. Great restart again. Sam Wetstein this time is able to clear. Tyler Rice is going to fall back into third position. The 64 of Matt Knights continues to have a great night running in that fourth position. Dave Jones as well. And we have a big wreck in the back. Let's go see what caused this one. Charlie Gates has crashed. And we're going to see if we can't slow it down here as we got a whole pack of cars. And we're just kind of watching here a little bit as we're watching the 55 of Charlie Gates. Oh, we're going to see the 68 kind of push up a little bit as Charlie Gates is coming down. Those two cars connect, and here comes Colton Lamford to finish off the 55. Gets into the 19. Poor Mike Veith is probably like, please not again. Please not again. And I think he's able to get through here. He gets that car completely stopped, but then gets hit from behind by the 227 of Brighton Danner. Well, and we're under caution one more time here this evening. Hey, but we're almost a third of the way through, Jamie. Almost.
Yeah.
Almost.
A third of the way through with caution laps.
Yeah, pretty much at this point in time. Don't know why it is here this evening, but there have been a lot of aggressive moves getting down in the corners, and we're really seeing a lot of guys not being able to hold that low line. And it is tough here at North Wilkesboro. Once you get down there, there's not a whole lot of baking to help you. So you really have to know that you're going to be able to make the move. And then I suppose the more important lesson is if you can't make the move, well, the right answer isn't to push up into the guy, that's above you. The right answer is to hold the brake, lose a position or two, and know that didn't work.
Yes. It's your responsibility to maintain whatever line you put your car into. If you choose to, enter in shallow into going into turn one, which is not advisable here at North Wilkesboro, but if you're going to make that shallow entry, then it is your responsibility to keep that car down on that bottom line and hold it there. Drifting up is not the option. I mean,
Yeah. Frustrating for sure, and I'm sure it's frustrating for these drivers out here this evening. Nobody wants to come out and just eye pace for the entire time. So, did our question ever get answered about the wrecking ball and Miley Cyrus?
No, Eddie did not
He just
give us an answer on that.
he just chose. He's probably listening to the song right now. That's my guess.
Now he's lying. He says he knows nothing about Miley.
Oh, he's. Uh-huh.
Bet you know something about Hannah Montana, though.
What's that other JoJo? What's it? I don't know that one.
Huh?
Yeah, I don't.
JoJo.
I don't know. Another. All right, back to racing here. Back to racing here at the Veterans 48 from North Wilkesboro Speedway. Ryan Pendleton back out to the lead again, and Tyler Rice and Sam Wetstein are going to battle it out here for second position. As now we see Dave Jones move underneath Matt Knights there and takes over the fourth position. So Dave Jones continues to have a strong night here in that White Castle car. Sam Wetstein and Tyler Rice are still not done battling this out. And this time around, Tyler Rice is able to clear and moves up into second place.
Ryan Pendleton would have been thrilled to death to see them continue to fight for that position, but they have cleared themselves now. And we'll see if they can mount a charge here to put some pressure on Ryan Pendleton at the front.
Yeah, he continues to lead this race here. Had a very strong car all night long. We'll have to see if anybody's got anything for him. We haven't really seen much of a green flag run.
This has been a nice race.
It looked like Colton Lanford just went around as he is dropping back through the field right now. Yep, he is up against the guardrail on the backstretch.
So far, no caution, but Tyler Rice is all over Ryan Pendleton at this point.
Colton Lanford's got the car straightened out. He's back underway. We'll head back up front and check in on our leaders here. But Tyler, you are right. Tyler Rice is coming, and he is coming in a hurry right now.
Got that Reese's machine wound up right now. He's giving Ryan Pendleton all he wants as he moves, looks to the outside, ducks back in line.
Whew. I think he's trying to figure out where to set this pass up at, as he is taking a real smooth line there through the corners, and he's really able to get a run coming down the straightaways on Ryan Pendleton. Ryan Pendleton just pushes up there a little bit in the center of the corner.
It seems to be through 3 and 4. Middle of 3 and 4 is where Tyler Rice is really gaining on the 23. Ryan seems to get through 1 and 2 a little bit better and is able to open a gap up down the backstretch, but we watch here again. Tyler Rice really closes up right there in that middle of 3 and 4.
He's able to get back to the gas just a little bit sooner than Ryan is. And so again, we'll continue to watch here as the green flag run continues on here a little bit. Tire wear is going to start coming into play, and we're going to see if Tyler Rice is really using up a lot of those tires here.
All right, so you guys are going to have to explain this JoJo thing to me, because apparently Eddie knows about JoJo, and apparently so does Jake. I don't know who JoJo is. Who's JoJo?
I think she's a Nickelodeon star. I think she made a movie too. Not really. Oh! Ryan Pendleton gets loose there in the corner. Good save.
Ryan saves it. Ryan saves it. Tyler gave him a little chrome horn there. Let him know he was there.
Backs out of it. Thinks better of taking advantage of that situation. And they'll race for it again down here in 3 and 4. As we stay glued up front watching this race for the lead. Sam Wetstein is in 3rd place. Davey Jones still back there in 4th. Matt Knights in 5th. Brighton Danner back in 6th. Keith Lichtenwalder has moved his way up into 7th position. Charlie Gates, even being ramped up in a couple of incidents here, finds himself back there in 8th position, running a very good race. Matt Kleeman, the only time we've called his number, as we focus on him, he slams the outside wall there, but had himself a pretty good night. He's up into 9th position, and oddly enough, running at our top 10 right now is Gene Watkinson. So
we got a battle for the lead. Tyler Rice is at the end. 23 going down into turn 3. Pendleton on the outside there is not going to get a good drive off, and Tyler Rice is going to lead this Veterans 48-75 here at North Wilkesboro.
Yep. New leader here this evening as we completed 38 laps of our scheduled 75. Starting to tick away at this point in time. We are past the halfway point. As they're going to come up on Colton Lanford here pretty shortly. So our leaders are going to start dealing with a little bit of lap traffic right now. We'll take a look at the track map to see where everybody's at. As we only got a couple of the cars that are running, pretty far back here. And so we'll continue to kind of watch some of these guys go around. Colton Lanford just gets up out of the way there. So good move by him.
Missing some fenders off the rear of that car.
He's missing all kinds of stuff on that car. He has not had a very good night at all.
Well, we still got a good showing here from Lanford Nation. They're still turning out, even though Colton Lanford's struggling a little bit. I see 11 SRT8. I see Cosmic Rays. Probably a couple other ones. So Lanford Nation still out here in force.
Colton's definitely had a tough night here. He was a lap down at this point in time. Probably hoping and praying for a caution. He is the first car a lap down. And I think he's pretty solidly in that position. That back up here is it looks like Tyler Rice now is out to about a 0.3 of a second lead. A lot of guys racing all around the track here, but these guys seem to have finally got this thing sorted out. We are definitely in the longest green flag run of the night. As laps continue to tick off here, 44. We are on lap number 43 of our scheduled 75 here tonight. This gives us a chance to talk one more time about what Veterans 48 is and what we're trying to accomplish. Again, the work they're doing down there, Jamie, and man, it was just really cool being able to talk to Jeff, and because he's even talking about, hey, buy a cup of coffee for a veteran. So that's what we're hoping to raise money for. Really hoping to raise a lot of money to be able to build one of these motorcycles.
Right. Yeah, these bikes, man, they're just the bike itself. I guess it's a big. I guess in the big scheme of things, when you're talking about a Harley, the cost of the bike, I guess, is really not that high. I mean, it is, but at the same time, it isn't. The bike itself costs $15,000. So that's what they need just to get started with the bike. Then, depending on how many modifications they have to do to it, the cost goes up from that 15 grand. So I guess they could be looking anywhere $15,000 to $20,000 just to build the bike. So definitely, anything we can get to help these guys out. We've set the goal at $1,000 for this fundraiser. So we're already more than halfway there. We just started it really this on Thursday night, so not even going a week yet, and we've got a month to get our goal. So anything anybody could do to help out, we definitely appreciate it. Right now, I guess there's some issues with the website. I don't know what's going on there. The veterans48.org site, the donation thing is not working for some reason. I haven't been able to touch base with Jeff in a couple days to see if they've gotten that fixed. So for now, I'm just going to direct everybody to our Twitch page. If you're on Twitch, just on our About, if you click on About for our channel, you'll find a donation button. You can just click on that donation button, and you'll be able to submit your donation through there. And all that money, 100% of that money, will go to Veterans 48. So, even if you send it, if you use PayPal and you send it goods and services, we are going to cover the whatever comes out for that fee. If you don't send it friends and family, that's fine. I don't care. So if you send $50, $50 is going to Veterans 48. All right. Whatever you send, it doesn't matter what you send. That was just an even number. So, if you can help out, click that donation button. And let's help Veterans 48 achieve their goals and help out some disabled veterans.
Yeah, absolutely. And doing a lot of things this month, from some giveaways and things like that. We started that off last week and gave away quite a bit of stuff on the stream last Thursday. I think a hat went out, a couple water bottles, set of dog tags. I mean, all kinds of stuff went out the door, which was really awesome. We got a lot more of where that came from, and we're going to continue to put some prize packs together for those that join us in the stream, those that make donations. So continue to help support us so we can help support this great organization, so we can help veterans get back there on the road.
And one of the, we kind of probably maybe beating it to death for some people that just want to watch this race, but I don't care. I really hadn't considered one side of that until Jeff brought it up, I guess, was, just making that shop available for veterans to come to. So even if it's not just for building a bike for disabled veteran to allow them to ride, he's also providing a space for other veterans that may not be disabled but just need a place to hang out or whatever. He's giving them they can come to the workshop and help work on these bikes and build these bikes. So it's giving people, not just physically disabled veterans, but it's giving other veterans opportunities to, give back, that may not have money to put towards it, but they might be pretty good at turning a wrench. So it's not just about building the bikes. It's also about providing a space for veterans to be able to come to a place where they're not going to have to, feel judgment and things like that, and they're around like-minded people. That can be just as big a help as that bike will ever be. So it's really big things they're doing, and I can't wait to be able to get down there and get to meet him in person and see it myself. So.
Yeah, and as you were talking, we had a donation come through. I didn't quite catch the name as it came across the screen, but whoever sent that in, thank you very much. That'll definitely go a far way in all the things that we're doing. But we'll get back to racing here. Did you catch the name, Jamie?
I'm trying to look now.
Okay.
I did not see it on the screen, but I'm trying to see if I can find it here on the Twitch page. Man, if this is correct,
you're just going to leave us all hanging in suspense.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm looking I'm looking to see if the name is in the stream at the same time. But the name that it came from, Nine Balls Juke. I don't. It's not giving me the whole name, but they gave $100 donation.
Oh, that is awesome.
So I'm like floored right now by that donation. Whoever that was, if you're in the chat, please let us know. Because that is amazing. I mean, that brings our total up over $700.
Yeah, that is quite amazing indeed, as we continue to raise a lot of awareness for the organization and a lot of money for the organization. I mean, it's the 4th of October, Jamie. We are, well, I say us as a community, are doing great things. But we'll get back to a little bit of racing here. We'll kind of sum things up when the race is over, because we're winding down the laps here, and we got one hell of a race for the lead. As
top 3 cars here are on top of each other.
Yeah, there's a couple of different times it looked like Ryan Pillington was going to make that move back around Tyler Rice there. Just hasn't been able to quite complete it. Sam Wetstein has moved himself up into year 2, which isn't surprising. We've talked to Sam a couple different times this year, and he's been one of the cars that has really worked on the long runs and saving his equipment. So for him to pull up to the leaders here, not surprising whatsoever. And here goes Ryan Pendleton one more time. This time he's got the nose underneath him, heading down into 3 and 4.
And it looks like Sam Wetstein's going to dive to the bottom.
Oh, and he wasn't quite able to pull it off. Tyler Rice gets a good run off the corner. Ryan Pendleton throws it back down into 1 and 2, and they continue to race side by side. Wow, what a race for the lead right now.
Sam Wetstein just trying to pick which one he's going to go with here as Tyler Rice washes up a little bit. Ryan Pendleton is going to lead that lap. Sam Wetstein still trying to decide which way he's going to go. Seems to be trying to stick to the bottom, but Tyler Rice isn't giving up. He's not rolling over here. He's fighting hard on the outside. He wiggles a little bit through the middle of 3 and 4, and that's going to be enough to let Ryan Pendleton clear him. Now Tyler Rice is going to have to deal with Sam Wetstein trying to take over second place.
So the laps continue to wind down here. 10 laps left to go in the Veterans 4875 from North Wilkesboro Speedway. This is the Rice Farms Legend Series that comes to you every Monday night here on the Goat Locker Racing Network. Been a lot of great racing here this evening, and this race for the lead has been really good here. Now it looks like Tyler Rice is trying to mount a charge to get back up there to Ryan Pendleton after losing the lead there. Ryan Pendleton continues to run very smooth. Sam Wetstein has dropped back just a little bit right now as the two front runners got single file. We continue to ride around here. We'll
Big blink out by Ryan Pendleton, but he's back.
Yeah, and we will probably continue to try to watch this battle up front from the Tyler Rice machine. As Ryan Pendleton has had some connection issues here this evening and kind of blinked a couple different times. They are coming up on the back of the 227 car of Brighton Danner. So we'll see how the GLE navigate this. Ryan Pendleton sends it down in the corner. Tyler, well, he didn't have to get that far out of the way, but he does. Make sure that he is well out of the way. He doesn't want to affect the end of this race as we have now 6 laps left here to go at North Wilkesboro Speedway. Saw Ryan Pendleton lead early on, lose the lead to Tyler Rice, and then took him quite a few laps to get back up there, but was able to work back around Tyler Rice. And with 5 laps left to go, he's back in control of this race.
And he's opening that lead up just a little bit.
He continues to inch away from Tyler Rice ever so slightly each and every lap here. And we'll take a look at their lap times. As that time around, Tyler Rice lost about a half a tenth to Ryan Pendleton there. So ever so slightly, he continues to inch away as we're coming up to 3 laps left here to go. Looks like Tyler Rice in the number 6 machine is starting to search around a little bit.
Caution is out. Caution just came out.
Bummer.
That
Gene Watkinson has crashed.
That is not what Ryan Pendleton wanted to see for sure.
We catch it a little bit late here as he's already spun around, so we'll see if we can't rewind it and figure out exactly what happened to Gene Watkinson here.
Mike Veith is down in the infield grass. He's coming back out on the track now, so he obviously got caught up in it as well.
As we watch Gene Watkinson all of a sudden turn it down into the grass, turn it down into the grass again, spin the car around, hit the guardrail. I think Eddie might be right. I think we got a couple drunk drivers out here tonight because I can't really explain that one either, Jamie.
Crazy for sure.
And alrighty, yep, at a loss for words on that one. I see no reason why he hung a left and went through the grass, but he did. He decided to, kind of take a trip through the grass. Well, in any race car with slick tires, that never works out. Now, as good as restarts as Ryan Pendleton has got, I don't think that this probably bothers him too much, but I'm sure he'd rather this thing finish out under green.
Yeah, I mean, he had about a 0.3 of a second lead there, 2 laps to go. Definitely had the race under control. Now he's got to survive this restart. Tyler Rice is going to be right up there with him again. Sam Wetstein will be right there with him. And anything can happen on a restart. Spin the tires, whatever the case may be, issues can happen. So definitely he did not want to give up his lead to have to do this all over again. But
no, not whatsoever. But this will be a green-white checkered here. So these cars will start to stack it up here in the next lap or so. And we're going to get this thing back underway for a little short Monday night shootout. I guess looking at the schedule, and I know we've talked about this a couple different times, Jamie. It looks like Martinsville will be the race that I'm going to enter into. Next week I will be out on vacation with my kids on fall break, so next week is out for me. So the following week they are at Martinsville, which was the one I was kind of eyeing up anyway. So looks like I'm going to jump behind the wheel of a Goat Locker Racing Legends car at Martinsville here in 2 weeks.
Nice.
I'm looking forward to it. Martinsville's one of Well, it's a track that I really, really enjoy. So, and I really think it's going to be a lot of fun in this Legends car.
Oh yeah, I bet it's gonna be a blast. And you always get around Martinsville pretty good, so.
Alrighty, lights are out on the
Oh.
pace car. We are stacked up 2 by 2.
Okay. Quickly before this green comes
Yep.
out. So the $100 came. Okay, I've got this sorted out now. The most recent donation was $20 from Jacob Ellingson, which is awesome. And then
Yes.
the $100 had come. I believe it was Thursday night after the race. It came from Greg Barnett.
Oh, okay, okay, makes sense.
So we knew about that. I thought that was a new donation. It was not. So yeah, so the $20 donation tonight definitely came from Jake Ellingson, and we appreciate that very, very much. For those that don't know, which
Final lap here.
none of you guys know, Greg Barnett's grandfather was actually a POW during the Battle of the Bulge in World War II, and he was able to escape. I forget how long he wasn't captive very long, but you know, an hour is long enough. So. We'll continue that in just a minute because Ryan Pendleton just won this race, correct?
he did, JB.
Sorry, Ryan, we talked completely through that. But yeah, I just wanted to share that about Greg Barnett. Greg gave that $100 donation. I felt that was deserved to share his grandfather's story there for a second. So
Don't you jack this up, Ryan. Don't do it. Well, congratulations to Rylan Pendleton here tonight in the Veterans 4875. I know this is probably a really good win for him. He probably doesn't even know it's called the Veterans 48. Ryan's been extremely proud to be able to run that paint scheme, both in an Xfinity and in the truck. So for him to win the race here tonight, I know it's going to mean a lot to him. But a fantastic win for him tonight. Oh, he's going to do it, Jamie.
boy.
Attaboy. Nice work, Ryan. Tyler Rice is going to come home in second place, and Sam Wetstein's going to finish in third. Dave Jones fourth, and rounding out the top five tonight is going to be Matt Knighties.
Good run for Matt. Good run for Matt. We haven't talked about him much, since really the beginning of the race, but that's a solid run. Started 10th, finishes 5th, and Dave Jones finishing in 4th. A great run by both of those guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Great race here tonight. A lot of fun to watch. A lot of fun to watch the back and forth up front between the leaders. And again, congratulations to our race winner, Ryan Pendleton. Let's go ahead and snag him up here. Hey, Ryan's patting Jamie up in the boots. You got a copy?
I got you guys. How's it going?
As I say to every race winner that asks me that question, it's going okay, but I just didn't win a race. So not nearly as good as you. But congratulations on the win here tonight. Must have been that new goat luck.
Sorry, Pat. Sorry, I gotta ask. I did the donuts. Did you get them?
I got.
We got them.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, we gave you an attaboy for it as well. I did make a warning as you were taking your cool down lap, but you better come up here and get them done. And you did. So my assumption is the Goat Locker Racing hat that you're now wearing gave you that extra horsepower to win tonight. But you tell me how you brought that number 23 home with the win tonight.
100%. It was the hat. Yep. I appreciate that. No, the race started off obviously a little slow with some cautions, but once we got going, we actually had some good racing. I was out in the lead for a little bit, and then I kind of thought I was burning up my tires, so I was going to let Tyler get out in front and see what he could do, and I just wanted to see how hard I can kind of push him and show my bumper a couple times to him and see if I can get him to burn his stuff up. And took advantage with about 10 laps left to make the pass, and then the caution was untimely for me, but the restarts were good. But that was pretty much it. Just save tires, maybe put a little bit of pressure on those guys, and then see if them to burn their stuff up.
Hey, Ryan, congratulations on the win. Put that Veterans 48 car up on there for the win tonight. And with us doing the fundraiser for them this month, man, we got a total of $626 at this point. Got any feelings on that?
Yeah, that's just awesome. I hated missing last week's truck race with you guys at Goat Locker, but I got to watch it, and well over halfway through the goal, and I know you guys are planning to go way above that now. So I donated it. So I'm sure you guys told everyone the broadcast, but pass the word. Come out on Thursdays, watch the Goat Locker stream, and let's keep this going. It's a great company. It's an honor to drive their truck on Thursday nights. So, and their Xfinity car on Friday nights too. So I couldn't be happier. Loved getting to hear what he had to say and what the program was all about. So I'm fully on board. I hope we can get even more people on board. I think we will. I've been spreading the word, so looking forward to the rest of the month.
Awesome, my man. So anybody you need to thank, shout out, sponsors?
I mean, as always, the Rebels guys for putting this on. Everyone that does race control and puts the league on, sponsors it. You guys, Goat Locker Racing, Pat and Jamie for broadcasting and bringing me in, being part of the team. Obviously, Veterans 48, which I'm sure you guys talked about. And then I'll always shout out Cruising Classics, Hot Rod Shop in Columbus, Ohio. So.
Well, awesome win here tonight, man, and looking forward to seeing you back out on the track. Well, you're going to come hang out with us tomorrow on the super late models, right?
I should be able to. Yep, I should be able to.
Nice. But if anything else, we'll see you Thursday night back behind the wheel of that Veterans 48 truck. But congratulations on the win tonight, and congratulations on those donuts. Very impressive, sir.
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. Thanks.
All right, see ya. All righty, let's go ahead and grab a hold of Tyler Rice. Hey, Tyler, Pat and Jamie up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, fellows. How are you doing?
Doing good, man. Strong run out of that number 6 machine here tonight. We saw you get up there and lead for quite some time, and you and Ryan Pendleton going back and forth. He was able to take the lead back from you there at the end. So what do you think you kind of needed there towards the end to be able to hold on to that lead, or at least get back up there and challenge Ryan for the win here tonight?
Turn 2, coming out of 2, was the death of me tonight. That was 100% my undoing right there. Is number 2, I could not get no drive off, and I really didn't want to change my line mid race to try to find that speed, just because everything was working so well for me. It's just I knew if he ever got a good run off of 2 on me, he'd put a nose under my quarter panel, and then it was all over. I knew that, but man, I tell you, getting out there leading some laps, I would have liked to won, but I wanted to lead some laps. I need laps for bonus points. I didn't get to qualify on the pole, but overall we had a really good night putting it in P2 tonight, this number 6 machine, and man, it was a blast out there battling Pendleton and Sam, of course, always Sam, and I love battling with Sam, so it was fun.
Tyler, it's starting to become routine. You getting to talk to us after the races, man. So great finish for you tonight, finishing in second place. We saw. I think we saw exactly what you just said. Turn 2 was not the strong spot for you. We could see Ryan kind of open up on you coming out of turn 2, but then you would really close up in the middle of 3 and 4. In fact, we saw you put the bumper to him one time there coming out of 4, but I thought it was a very classy move that you just kind of backed out, let him recover, and didn't really push the issue. Was that intentional there? I mean, not you bumping him intentional, but was I accurate my assertion what you were doing there?
Yeah, I was gentleman's racing there, I guess you could call it. I'm not gonna, that, especially that early in the race, I'm not gonna give somebody the chrome horn and be like, oh, sorry about your luck, and drive off. There was too early, too many laps left, and I'm the type of guy is at that point I want to set up and figure out how to pass that guy cleanly. So if it comes back later on in the race and I have to pass him again, I've got that knowledge in that bank stored up for, okay, this is how I did it the last time, and I can do that again and do it cleanly, and I know I can do it cleanly. So I was setting him up kind of, and kept setting him up, and trying to figure out where I get my runs. And that one I pushed the issue just a little too much, and you've seen the outcome of it as I got into his rear bumper there. So I was just trying to do it cleanly. I didn't want to do that on purpose, for sure.
Well, both of you handled it with a lot of class there, so that was good to see. So, man, again, congratulations on the second place finish. Anybody you need to thank? Shout out sponsors.
We'll shout out the series sponsor, Rice Farms. That's my my business and everything there, but everything that goes into this series and Josh Oswald's kind of hit the ground running. He took over the series and done a good job with it, and appreciate all he does behind the scenes there. And it's just looking forward to the rest of this season. So we're 6 in the points tonight. So hopefully we're going up from here.
All righty, man. Well, congratulations on the second place finish. Like Jamie said, it's becoming an old hat to have you come up here. Good talking with you. Again, thanks for sponsoring the series as well. I don't think sponsors get enough shout out there. Always a pleasure talking to you, Tyler. And I'm sure we'll talk to you again soon.
Appreciate it, guys. You guys have a good night.
Yeah.
All right, you too, man. And real quick, before we go on to the next interview, we just received another $40 donation from Mama Ellingson. So
Nice.
Thank you so much, Mama Ellingson. That brings the total to 600. Come
Well,
on,
yep.
somebody.
Somebody's got to do something about that.
Somebody get a buck in there, please, because we're at 666.
Yeah, that's bad juju. Somebody throw another 5, something. I'll log in and throw 5 on it real quick. Hey. All right, let's go ahead and grab a hold of Sam Wetstein here. Somebody will fix that up for us and have a chat with him. Hey, Sam, Pat, and Jamie up in the booth. Got a copy?
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Did you need any coffee or anything before we begin?
Well, yeah, a little bit maybe.
Okay, how do you take it? You seem like a blonde kind of guy. Like you like a lot of sugar and cream.
Oh yeah, put a half a bag of sugar in there, a little bit of coffee with my sugar.
I can just stir it with my pinky if that's what's needed.
No, let's not do that.
Okay.
Did you wash your hands?
No.
What are we talking about here?
Well, it's a great race for you here tonight, Sam. Come home in third place. It's been a lot of fun being able to talk to you over the past couple of weeks. You've had some really strong runs. There for a while, you were up front with Ryan and Tyler. Looked like you really had something for them there. So kind of take me through your race and how you brought it home in third place.
When Tyler on that last restart before the long green flag run, he got it inside and I couldn't get a good run off 1 and 2, so I kind of let it go, thinking, well, we'll be another caution. I'm in third place. That's not a bad place to be, but we had that long green flag, so I just started big picture racing. I got the lead in the points, and I'm sitting in third. I was hoping that those two would start battling because I was really arcing the turns and trying to save my tire. And every once in a while, I would run up a little bit just to see if I could still catch them, and I could. We were at one point, you couldn't put a piece of paper between our bumpers. We were running so close. But I wanted to be patient and see what those two would do. And then Ryan took that run under Tyler, and I really thought I could get underneath Tyler too, but I think it was a little too late for my tires. It was just really difficult to pass out there tonight.
Sam, congratulations on that strong third place finish. You guys really put on a pretty good show after it settled down and the early going issues that we had going on. But you, Ryan, and Tyler, y'all were all over each other there in the closing laps of this thing. So, man, how much is Zach really helping you out with this tire conservation that you're coming up with and saving this for the end?
He's always yelling at me. Tires, Dad. Tires win races. He's taught me a lot about entry points and how to take a corner smooth but yet fast, to where you fast enough to keep up or fast enough to stay out in the lead if you got it, but slow enough to conserve your tires in a nice smooth corner. And I did really good for a long time tonight, but they went away there at the end, and then I didn't have a thing for either one of those two guys.
Well, you were there, Sam. You were there, so definitely don't want to discredit his third place finish because you were strong all night. But anybody you need to thank? Shout out sponsors.
Well, of course, my wife, my son for getting into it tonight. He was going to spot for me tonight, but he wanted to watch football, and and maybe if he'd have stuck around and been my spotter, maybe I'd have won the race. But I'm going to dig that into him. Of course, Josh and Kai for doing our race control tonight. Shappy Edits, Magic Mike, Phil Hitman Manzo. Can't forget about Garrett Kinder and the Kinder Farm and Ranch. All the guys that put this together. This has been a great league. You guys put on a great broadcast. and I'm having a lot of fun out here, and I have a lot of fun watching your broadcast back in the morning. So that's about all I got.
Well, man, I
It's
mean,
bedtime.
it it is, and but congratulations on another strong run. And again, Sam, anytime you need your coffee stirred, my pinky is ready.
Oh my God, that's going to be a dream I'm going to have tonight, isn't it?
Probably. You're welcome.
Thanks.
Good
Appreciate
talking to you
that.
again, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
All right, see you. Uh, well, once it settled in, Jamie, I think you mentioned it a couple different times. This is a dang good race. And then
Yeah.
I guess I could give a shout out to Mama Ellingson for getting us off that number. Another $5 came through.
Yep.
So we're good. We're we got the devil out of the stream. Let's go with that. So that's the best I can come up with. But once it settled out, man, there was a lot of really good racing here this evening.
Yeah, there sure was. This be nice to get some of that other stuff just cleaned up a little bit. I mean, some of it is just it's so unnecessary. It's kind of gone beyond just racing incidents with what we saw in the early going tonight. So they're obviously capable of doing it. Um, you know, Rattled off a huge green flag run. Uh, saw really competitive racing with that, and it turned out to be a really good race. I mean, the first 23 laps we could throw out, but the last
50
50 of
lap?
them or whatever,
Yeah.
I mean, it was awesome.
Yeah, they put on a good show here tonight. So, a lot of great finishes again. Again, congratulations to Ryan Pendleton on the win here tonight. Tyler Race coming home in second place. Just got done talking to Sam Watstein, who came home in third. Dave Jones with a strong run here tonight, coming home in fourth. Matt Knight's in that 64 machine in fifth. Some great runs. You look back at ninth place. Phil the Hitman Manzo comes home in ninth. Brighton Danner runs out our top 10. And then I mean, there's just no other way to describe it. What a tough night for Jake Ellingson.
Yeah, yeah. Don't know exactly what happened with Jake there on that first corner. Don't know if the excitement. He did say in his stream that was his first pole win. Don't know if the excitement maybe got to him and he just drove in there a little too deep. He definitely got loose all on his own. There was no contact there from anybody else. He just maybe just got in a little over his head, a little excited. Wanted to lead that first lap since he won the pole, and I think he was going to do that anyways. Maybe just ease it in there a little bit. Those tires are cold, but lesson learned there for Jake, and I'm sure he's it sucks tonight. Not real happy with how that worked out, but he's going to learn from that, and he'll be better for it.
Yeah, absolutely. And so a lot of great racing here this evening. Again, we got a handful of races left in the Legends Series here. We just finished up here at North Wilkesboro Speedway. Next week we head off to Bristol Motor Speedway. I think both of us said it a couple different times. I'm excited and scared all at the same time to see these Legends cars try to get around Bristol. So we'll see how that goes next week. And then, as we talked about just a little bit earlier, on the 18th, we'll head off to Martinsville Speedway, and that'll be the night that I decide to get behind the wheel of one of these things. The 25th at Southern National, and then the series will wrap up on November 1st at South Boston Speedway. So a lot of great racing here this evening. Tomorrow, be sure to tune in. We have our super late model series. We'll just do the driver's broadcast for that one and have a lot of fun with it. Again, we'll continue to talk about Veterans 48 and have the donation buttons up and all that other kind of crazy stuff. Wednesday night, we're back with the Maple Ridge guys, and that is the first round of the playoffs. Not even sure what track they're at on Wednesday, but I know it's round one of the playoffs for them. So looking forward to getting back with them and their super late model series. As we talked about many a times, Thursday night we'll be back with the Goat Locker Racing Truck Series, and we will kick off another night of just a lot of great racing within that series and more awareness about Veterans 48. We'll turn around on Friday, the Goat Locker Extreme Xfinity Series at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. At 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be back at the Flexible Freight Solution ARCA Series. And then on Sunday, actually, this Sunday coming up with the Rebels Trucks is the All-Star Race. So for all series, it's All-Star Week, isn't it, Jamie?
I think so.
Yeah, so that'll be a lot of fun.
To that. Yeah.
Big shout out big shout out to all the sponsors. Again, to Tyler Rice and Rice Farms for sponsoring this series. To all our sponsors that help us out, for Jan Printing and Promotion, Skill Insurance Advisors, Veterans 48, quite obviously, Travis Lee Creative, and G2G Trailers. We do truly appreciate it. Again, real quick, as we close out the broadcast here tonight, we'll bring up the graphic about Veterans 48 and what they're doing. Again, please head over to the website and take a look at what they're doing. They're doing some really awesome stuff with veterans, and our way of giving back and saying thanks is through these fundraisers and also through awareness. So if we can get some more traffic on their Facebook page, if we can get some more traffic on their website, and obviously if we can get some more donations, the better all of us are going to be for it. So we appreciate everybody that tunes in on the Goat Locker Racing Network. Until tomorrow, have a good night.